And welcome to Where You Are Right Now. Tonight, you'll be joining me in enjoying some of the finest music ever to be made in the United States of America. The music, the words, the laughter, the fun of Mr. Steve Goodman. I know, as happens with so many people, that at the end of tonight's performance, your hearts will be so filled with that music, you're going to say, gosh, I wish I could take it home with me. Why doesn't he have a record available? I've got good news for you. He does. If you're sitting here in a concert hall, more than likely, that record is available immediately after the performance in the lobby. If you're in a nightclub, perhaps you might want to ask your waiter person, where's the darn record? Or, if you're in a gym, again, very likely, I'll bet the coach knows where it is. It's a wonderful record. I've heard it and loved it many, many times. But why take my word for it? Hell, I'm a comedian, not a singer. Let's ask some people who are actually really performing artists. People like Jimmy Buffett and Bonnie Raitt.
Is he paying you anything to do this?
He said he would. He said he'd meet
How
me
much?
later. Well, it's hard to tell whether it's Steve.
No, I want to know how much, because he offered me. I want to know what he offered.
I told him to call my agent, is what I did.
People like Jackson Brown.
Steve Goodman. Who's that?
I knew Steve Goodman when he was a tall woman.
People like Carl Reiner.
Hold it. Hold the sound out there. We're shooting. Shooting in here. Steve Goodman was the first Muppet to make it on his own.
People like Jacqueline Onassis. No? Okay.
A lot can happen in 3 years. Steve Goodman used to open my show for me when I was on the road. Now I'm a big movie star, and Steve is now headlining at this dump.
Well, there you have it. They said it better than I could. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're thinking Martin's only doing this because he's got a piece of the action. Don't be silly. If you think 48 cents an album is a piece of the action, 52 in Canada, you're crazy. I'm doing this because I love Steve's music and always have. In fact, hey, let's quit talking here and let's get him on stage. Let's go get Steve right now and get him out there to perform. See you later.
On the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning raid. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. Out on the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out of Kankakee and it rolls past houses and farms and fields, and towns that have no name, freight yards full of old black men in the graveyards of the rusted automobiles, singing good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Cards with the old men in the club car. It's penny a point, ain't nobody keeping score. Pass that paper bag that holds a bottle. You can feel the wheels grumbling beneath the floor. Now the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their daddy's magic carpet made of steam. Mothers with the babes asleep go rocking to the gentle beat. The rhythm of the rails is all they dream. Saying good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, gone 500 miles when the day is done. time on the city of New Orleans. We're changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, roll into the sea. All the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream. Steel rail still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings that song again. His passengers a please refrain. This train has got the disappearing railroad blues. Saying good night, America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. Gone 500 miles when the day is done. Saying good night, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. Gone a long, long time when day is done. Yeah, folks, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Nice to be here. Got a few new songs since I saw you last. It's probably good to sing them now before I forget how they go. I wrote this one here with John Prine after I had an accident with a bottle of tequila. I heard this sound here for 3 days. This is semi-autobiographical, right? How much tequila did I drink last night? It's really anybody's guess. They poured them so fast I couldn't keep them in the glass, but this morning I sure am a mess. My head is 4 or 5 times its normal size. I got this big old cactus stuck between my eyes. I can't recall a single thing I did or said, or the names of all these people sleeping in this bed. Tell me how, tell me how, tell me how, tell me how, tell me how much tequila did I drink last night? How did I get these cuts and bruises all over my body? I must have fallen down somehow. Think it had something to do with karate. Well, it's all coming back to me now. I was standing at the bar with King Kong's cousin. He must have been 7'3". His elbow gave me a bump, and so I said, "Hey, chump, would you like to step outside with me?" Tell me how, tell me how, tell me how, tell me how, tell me how much tequila did I drink last night? My mouth is full of cotton and my brain is sore. I left last night's dinner on this morning's floor. My belly is swollen, my eyeballs shrunk. I drank so much that my hair got drunk. I seen a big old worm about 10 feet long. I'm hallucinating purple cows. Somebody moved the furniture while I was gone. Uh-oh, this is not my house. I could call us a taxi on the telephone if I just knew where we are. I guess I'm gonna have to drive myself back home as soon as I can find my car. Tell me how, tell me how, tell me how, tell me how, tell me how much tequila did I drink last night? Gosh, thank you. Let's see. Well, here's a song for a post-nuclear nuclear family. mother, father, sister, brother, and little Joey, the human hot plate. Might get invited to some no-nuke festival if I watch my step here. Down here in the shelter, we got everything we need. Mom put up her peach preserves, Pa's got a book to read. Sister knit some bandages, and we turned the lights down low and played some Scrabble, watching Joey glow. At breakfast, Mom hands Joe the bread, and he turns it into toast. Last night, he hugged the leg of lamb, and soon we had a roast. Should see him heat the coffee up when he stirs it with his toe. We all get hungry watching Joey glow. You have to wear dark glasses if you stare at him a while, or he'll fry your little eyes out with his incandescent smile. At Christmas time, it felt so strange, but it was great to see the way we decorated Joe as if he was our tree. His star was shining brightly underneath the mistletoe, and we blew him kisses watching Joey glow. Here's the tender part. I hope the world's not over for my sake and for his. I'd love for everyone to know how brilliant Joey is. We've been down here for 6 months now, and we're proud to be alive. We owe it to our country to sit here and survive. So we listen for the static on the shortwave radio and count the shock waves watching Joey glow. Let's see. Here's a song about a man who falls asleep in front of his television set. Yeah, it could have been him. One of the nameless, blameless millions that fall asleep every night to the tune of the Turner Broadcast System. This man falls asleep and he has a vision. Here it is. Fell asleep last night with the TV on. Oh, what a dream I had. Dreamed I went and answered every single one of those late night mail order ads. And 4 to 6 weeks later, much to my surprise, the mailman came to my front door, and I couldn't believe my eyes when he brought the Vegematic and the pocket fisherman too. Illuminated, illustrated history of life, Boxcar Willie with a Ginsu knife, a bamboo steamer, and a garden weasel too. with a tie-dye day-glow souvenir shirt from Six Flags over Burbank. Well, the doorbell rang all morning, all through the afternoon, and I shook with fright as it rang all night by the light of the MasterCard moon. There was parcel post in the pantry, Federal Express in the hall, COD to the ceiling, and it just couldn't pay for it all. I got an egg scrambler with a seal a meal carrying case, a set of presidential commemorative plates so I could eat my eggs off the president's face, a minute mender, and a needle that'll knit or crochet, with an autographed photograph of Rin Tin Tin at Six Flags over Burbank. I remembered I was dreaming, so I gave a mighty cheer. But when I awoke, it was no joke, 'cause all that shit was here. So if you fall asleep with the TV on, let me tell you what to do. Rip the telephone out of the wall unless you want this to happen to you. You get the Vegematic and the Pocket Fisherman too. Illuminated, illustrated history of life, Boxcar Willie with a Ginsu knife, a smokeless ashtray, and a garden weasel too, and an all expenses paid weekend for 3 at Six Flags over Burbank. Well, let's see. There must be some sober songs in this batch here somewhere. Song about a fellow who calls his girl up from the telephone to payphone of a bar where he's been talking to another woman. And he's not real sure of himself here. Every time I try to love another, I never know exactly what to do. I'd like to tell her just how much I want her, and I could find a way if she were you. Shine for me and not another. Her lonely arms reach out to hold me too. She wants to take your place, be my lover, and I could make her mine if she were you. I never knew how much I cared about you till your memory made me a lovesick fool. When she speaks to me, I hear your sweet voice calling. When I close my eyes, your face comes into view. Remember how it hurt when I was falling. I much I cared about you, till your memory made me a lovesick fool. She wants to take your place, be my lover, and I could make her mine if she were you. Thank you, folks. Let's see here. Here's a song I made up sort of as a joke, and the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band actually recorded this song. I hadn't thought much of it. I wrote some beach. This is beach music. I made this up after people with long memories here. I wrote it right about the time I was here last year. Well, maybe the Beach Boys can put this on their James Watt Memorial LP. Surf's Up, Roy. This has a part for you guys. I think it'll be obvious. Well, don't you get sand in it. I don't wanna feel no sand in it. Don't want no other members of the band in it. Sure don't wanna feel no sand in it. When you're sitting down by the ocean, on a blanket with the suntan lotion, don't you go getting no. Don't you get sand in it. I don't wanna feel no sand in it. Don't wanna find no baby grand in it. Sure don't wanna feel no sand in it. Don't you know that it'd be a pity if you get your little nitty gritty. Don't you go getting no. Don't you go getting no. Don't you go getting no. Don't you go getting no sand in it. Don't you go getting no sand in it. Don't you go getting no sand in it. Ooh. Don't you go getting no sand. Don't you go getting no sand in it. Don't you go getting no sand in it. Don't you get. I don't wanna feel no sand in it. Don't wanna find no members of the band in it. Sure don't wanna feel no sand in it. When you're sitting down by the ocean, on a blanket with the suntan lotion, don't you go getting. Don't you go getting no. Oh, don't you go getting no. Well, don't you go getting no. Talking backwards, huh? Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that's okay. I'm trying to figure out where I'll play that. Let's see. Oh, I know what to play. Someone sent me a special delivery letter and asked for this song, so I was sitting back there trying to figure out if I still knew it. It's a song about a friend who had ruined a one-night stand. This is his story. You want me to leave? Well, maybe you're right. You had what it was, that you wanted tonight. You like the party, but after the ball, you wanna be free to feel nothing at all. And I just keep falling in love. I should know better, but I don't know better. How could one night be enough? I just keep falling. Tell me I'm crazy. Now maybe that's true. I can't hide the way that I feel about you. Why should I wonder why nobody cares? Here in the sad state casual affairs, I just keep falling in love. I should know better, but I don't know better. How could one night be enough? I just keep falling, just keep falling. I just keep falling in love. I should know better. Thank you. Talk backwards, huh? That's a stump the band here. All right. Everybody, wherever you are, they got a new way of talking and it's gonna go far. Take the letters and the words, turn them all around, say the last one first and check out the sound. Talk backwards. Now, I know what you're thinking. It sure sounds strange. You talk forward so long that it's hard to change, but it's just like metric once you get the drift. Twist your tongue and give your palate a lift. You take your favorite phrase, read it in the mirror, practice that about a half a year, and then straw cab, gnie, clap, me, em to cool. You're a regular talking bass backwards fool. Talk backwards. Now the other night, I was walking down the street, saw someone I thought I'd like to meet. Said, "Excuse me, miss." Sir dat tat tat diggy ra, strat simile ra. Edie Roy, tas too dong to bet. I said, "Am I getting through to you yet?" She said, "You're a gent in the first degree, and I love it when you talk backwards to me." Talk backwards. Talking backwards is sweeping the nation. Talking backwards, the new sensation. You amaze your friends when you start to rap. Don't say pass the butter, say Redabet sap. You're out with someone and you're a little shy. Don't say I love you, say you oi evil eye. You oi evil eye and I always will. See if it doesn't take off the chill. Talk backwards. Now you never can tell, but one of these nights, those who talk backwards will demand their rights. They'll rise up angry and they'll get a solution in the form of an amendment to the Constitution that guarantees freedom of reverse elocution. And then every TV show that airs will have to be captioned for the forward impaired. Talk backwards. Talk backwards. You must be tired. No? She must be exhausted. You must be tired. Are you all right? God, it is late. I know my kids are asleep. Thanks for coming, okay? Appreciate it. I mean that, you know. This, oh, shoot. I don't know. These guys lost today. I knew it was too good to last. They won 7 straight games. They were trying to make me look bad. I wrote this song. Well, you see, there are a lot of outpatients from Chicago. They sought warmer climates, and they sure found one here, I'll tell you that. The Cubs, special ball club. Harry Carey is their broadcaster this year. Does that tell you something? That's the guy's name. By the shores of Old Lake Michigan, where the hawk wind blows so cold, an old Cub fan lay dying. In his midnight hour that told, round his bed his friends had all gathered. They knew his time was short. Now on his head they put a bright blue cap from his all-time favorite sport. He said, "It's late and it's getting dark in here, and I know it's time to go. Oh, but before I leave the lineup, there's just one thing I'd like to know. Do they still play the blues in Chicago when baseball season rolls around? When the snow melts away, do the Cubbies still play in their ivy-covered burial ground? I was a boy, they were my pride and joy, but now they only bring fatigue to the home of the brave, the land of the free, and the doormat of the National League." He told his friends, "You know the law of averages says anything'll happen that can. But the last time the Cubs won a National League pennant was the year we dropped the bomb on Japan. The Cubs made me a criminal. I swear they did. They stole my youth from me. I'd forsake my teachers to go sit in the bleachers in flagrant truancy. And one thing led to another. And soon I discovered alcohol, gambling, dope, football, hockey, lacrosse. But what do you expect? When you raise up a young boy's hopes and then just crush them like so many paper beer cups, year after year after year, after year after year after year after year after year, till those hopes are just so much popcorn for pigeons beneath the L tracks to eat." He said, "You know, I'll never see Wrigley Field anymore before my eternal rest. So if you have your pencils and your scorecards ready, and I'll give you my last request." He said, Throw me a doubleheader funeral in Wrigley Field on some sunny weekend day. No lights. Make the organ play the national anthem. And then a little na-na-na-na, hey-hey-hey, goodbye. Make 6 bullpen pitchers carry my coffin. Get 6 groundskeepers to clear my path. Have the umpires call me out at every base. In all their holy wrath. Have the Cubbies run right out into the middle of the field. Have Ryan Sandberg drop a routine fly. Give everybody 2 bags of peanuts and a Frosty malt. I'll be ready to die. Build a big fire on home plate out of Louisville Slugger baseball bats and toss my coffin in. Have my ashes blow into beautiful snow from the prevailing 30-mile-an-hour southwest wind. And as my last remains go flying over the left field wall, we'll bid the bleacher bums adieu. I'll come to my final resting place out on Waveland Avenue. The dying man's friends told him to cut it out. They said, stop it. Boy, that's an awful shame. He said, don't cry, we'll meet by and by near the Heavenly Hall of Fame. And then he said, I've got season's tickets to watch the Angels now. So it's just what I'm gonna do. But you, the living, well, you're stuck here with the Cubs. So it's me that feels sorry for you. He said, play that Lonesome Losers tune just once more. I said, oh, that's the one I like the best. He closed his eyes and he slipped away. Well, Roy, it was the dying Cubfans' last request. So here it is. Do they still play the blues in Chicago when baseball season rolls around? The snow melts away. Do the Cubbies still play their ivy-covered burial ground? When I was a boy, they were my pride and joy. Now they only bring fatigue to the home of the brave, the land of the free, and the doormat of the national league. Thank you. This is the mandola. You know the mandolin is the bottom 4 strings of the guitar backwards. So if you can play guitar and you have dyslexia, it's no secret why Johnny can't play the mandola, huh? The mandola is the mandolin down a fifth, sort of like the viola is to the violin. The mandola has a high gondola quotient, too, let me tell you. A lot of Che La Lunas have been played on mandolas. And Cielito Lindos. This is a little instrumental. This is just to see if I can still play this, is what it is. It's a song that we dedicate to Jethro Burns, the great mandolin wizard who would kick my butt if he saw what I was going to do here for you now. The song's called If Jethro Were Here. One ballad on here. This is a song for a fellow who meets a girl by the Seal Beach Pier in Seal Beach, California. The former Seal Beach Pier. The tides came in and took it away. Except for one little part out about half a mile. And I was thinking of borrowing my buddy's boat and starting a concession of boat rides out to the end of the pier. You know, moonlight boat rides. Not such a great idea, huh? All right. Anyhow, this guy meets this girl by the Seal Beach Pier, and she says, wait for me, I'll be right back. So, the song's called California Promises. Neath the moonlit sky, the shadows walk beside the water. Sad goodbye whispered on the shore. Hear the wind chimes play, they serenade the shadow lovers, ring and fade away like California promises. I will never love another. Wait for me until I return, though she never will. He waits for her beside the water, faithful still to California promises. I will never love another. Wait for me till I return, though she never will. He waits for her beside the water, faithful still to California promises. People are wonderful. You stayed up late, too. Thank you. Let's see. Chicken Cordon Blues. Cat, I really can't remember. Where'd she go? Play it in a minute. When I first met you, baby, you fed me on chicken and wine. You give me steak and potatoes, and babe, I sure felt fine. You give me seaweed now and alfalfa sprouts, sunflower seeds, and I got my doubts. Baby, you left me here with the chicken cordon bleu. Stomach's empty and all I got is food for thought. Sitting here thinking about 20 pounds of groceries we bought. 10 pounds of brown rice, 5 more rubies, 5 pounds of granola, and you know what that means. I'm a regular fella, and I got the chicken cordon bleu. Play that blender. Starved for affection, and I don't think I can stand no more. Stuff is so strange, it made the cockroaches move next door. See the old dog out in the street, got a big smile on his face, 'cause they let him eat meat. And I got you, and I got the chicken cordon bleu. What an ending. Where is that ninth chord? There it is. I love to get all the way through the song, play it right, and then go. At the end, oh man, that hurts. One more in E, just to see if I still know this too. This is a song for Elvis Imitators. What a great job to be an Elvis imitator. Get special hair and a cape and all kinds of stuff. Well, I walk up to the mic and then I shake my hip. Take a deep breath and put a snare on my lip. See me on the street, you wouldn't know my name, but imitating Elvis is my claim to fame. So when they put my imitation name in lights, well, there'll be imitation good rockin' the night. 'Cause I'm an Elvis imitator and I just can't stop. Imitating Elvis from the bottom to top. Imitate the way he walk, the way he smile. Throw away my scarf and make the crowd go wild. Well, imitation Elvis may not be the king, but baby, it's the next best thing. Sing Viva Las Vegas and the GI Blues. Won't you love me tender in my blue suede shoes? Let me be your teddy bear, 'cause you're too much. Baby, please surrender, 'cause I need your touch. But if you're feeling lonely, need a place to dwell, come on down to Imitation Heartbreak Hotel. Gonna rock, rock, rock in imitation. Rock, rock, rock. In my gold make cape and my sequin suit, and my high heel boot. Imitating Elvis is the only way I could make it through my imitation day. Oh, this rockin' music can't be denied. I was imitating him before he died. I'm an Elvis imitator, just can't stop imitating. I can imitate the way he walked, the way he smiled. Throw away my scarf and make the crowd go wild. Imitation Elvis may not be the king, but baby, it's the next best thing. Cowboy baby, I'm the next best thing. Which one? Attracted you. Uh-oh. That one won, I think. I'll try to remember Attracted you here. Okay. Them is good songs. That Donald and Lydia thing is a really good song. Do One of Prine's? Okay. All right, this is a new one of Prine's. Tammy Wynette made a record of this. You might have heard John sing it. Bobby Braddock co-wrote it. There you go. Man, you got the good ears. All right. This is an amazing little song that John Prine and Bobby Braddock wrote. It's called Unwed Fathers. In an Appalachian Greyhound station, she sits there waiting in a family way. Goodbye, brother. Tell Mom I love her. Tell all the others I'll write someday. From a teenage lover to an unwed mother, kept undercover like some bad dream. While unwed fathers can't be bothered, they run like water from a mountain stream. In a cold and gray town, a nurse says lay down. This ain't no playground, and you ain't home with someone's children, having children in a gray stone building, all alone. From a teenage lover to an unwed mother, kept undercover like some bad dream. While unwed fathers can't be bothered, they run like water from a mountain stream. On a somewhere else bound, all-night Greyhound, she hangs her head down, hums her lullabies. Scared and crazy, she rocks that baby. She thinks just maybe he's got his daddy's eyes. From a teenage lover to an unwed mother, kept undercover like some bad dream. While unwed fathers can't be bothered, they run like water from a mountain stream. They run like water from a mountain stream. You bet, good song. Dutchman's not the kind of man who keeps his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. That's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden in the summer, Margaret brings him breakfast and she believes him. He thinks tulips bloom beneath snow. He's mad as he could be. Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His cap and coat are patched with the love that Margaret sewed there. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. Watches tugboats down canals and calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. Margaret comes to take him home again through the unforgiving streets, trip him though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks he's alone, calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. winter whirls the windmills round. She winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. Then he sees her for a moment. He calls her name and she makes the bed up, singing some old love song. She learned it when the song was very new. He hums a line or two. They hum together in the dark. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candles out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. ye. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Mike Smith wrote that, folks. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. Well, you know, this next song, I learned this next song out of self-defense when I was on tour with Steve Martin, the comedian. We got to play here over at Hoffheinz. 12,000 people with balloons and arrows on their heads. 2 shows. So I learned 30 minutes of the loudest, fastest songs I could find, and this was one of them. This is an old Leroy Van Dyke hillbilly song. No, Limburger. All right. There was a boy in Arkansas when he wouldn't listen to his ma when she told him that he ought to go to school. He'd sneak away in the afternoon and he'd take a little walk, and pretty soon he'd find him at the local auction barn. He'd sit and listen carefully, and pretty soon he began to see how the auctioneer could talk so rapidly. He said, oh my, it's do or die, and I gotta learn that auction cry. I gotta make my mark and be an auctioneer. $25 bidder now, $30 bidder, give me 30, make it 30, bidder, $30 bidder, give me 30, $30 bid. Yeah, the $30 bidder, now 35, bidder, give me 35, we'll make it 35, bidder, 35, bidder, $35 bid. Everybody saw that he didn't jest, and he practiced calling bids every night and day. And you find him out behind the barn, working up an awful storm. He tried to imitate the auctioneer. Then Dad said, son, we can't stand to have a mediocre man selling things at auction using our good name. I'll send you off to the auction school, and you'd be nobody's fool. You could take your place among the best. $30 bidder now, $40 bidder, give me 40, make it 40 bidder more, $40 bidder, give me 40, bidder, $40 bid. $40 bidder now, 45 bidder, give me 45, we'll make it 45 bidder, 45 new bidder at a $45 bid. I'm that boy that went to school, there grew a man who played it cool, and he came home, full-fledged auctioneer. Now the people come from miles around just to hear him make that rhythmic sound. It filled their hearts with such a happy cheer. His fame spread out from shore to shore, and he had all he could do and more. Had to buy a plane to get around. He was the best in all the land, and everybody gave that sucker a hand. He was the best hillbilly auctioneer. $40 bidder now, $50 bidder, give me 50, make it 50 bidder more, $50 bidder, give me 15, $50 bidder. Well, $50 bidder now, 55 bidder, give me 55, we'll make it 55 bidder, 55. I sold that hog for a 50. Sold that hog for a 50. Sold that hog for a $50 bid. Yeah, thank you. Can I wear your hat? Craig lent me his hat. Well, this is actually a good hat, man. Is this the same one? God. You've curled it up a little. Yeah. All right. David Allen Coe actually recorded this next song. And John Prine and I wrote this, and we didn't know it was a funny song for the longest time. We tried to put into this one thing everything that had ever been in any of the country and western songs we'd ever heard. Oh, for God's sake. An extra one. A Stroh's. I went out there the other night, last night as a matter of fact. Yeah, it was. The night before. Yeah, it got lights and a ceiling and everything. It's finished. It's a finished ballpark. Yeah. Yeah. They don't play those damn records at Wrigley Field, though, I'll tell you that. And the people in Chicago would shoot that guy. The organist was right on the money, but those records, here come the Strohs, all right. What is that? All right. I got it off my chest. The acoustics are hot for Willie, maybe, but no, you know, that's a real ballpark. I felt like I was inside a TV set. I've been there before. I love that place, honest. You know, I was in the Humphrey Dome up in Minneapolis. This is our summer baseball tour. Wherever we go, we try to get there a day early and go to whatever ballpark is there. I went to the Metrodome up in Minneapolis there, and the guy sitting next to me looks over at me and he says, "You know, it figures they named it for a politician. The damn thing's held up with hot air." He actually said that. I said, "Come on, man, that guy's from your state." Well, I got all that off my chest. Here's the country song that Brian and I made up. And I sure want to thank you again, and I want to thank everybody who wrote to me last year and all my friends here in Houston town, and it's a privilege to play for you again. Okay, here it is. It was all I could do to keep from crying. Sometimes it seems so useless to remain. You're the one who always tried to change me. That is why I will always stay the same. But I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I never mind it standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, but you never even call me by my name. I've seen my name a few times in the phone book and on the neon sign above the bar I used to own. There's only one thing that I'm sure of. I'm going to hear it when my Savior calls me home. Yes, we left out a lot of stuff. Farms, prison, trucks, mother and trains. Getting drunk thanks to Coe. Big holiday like Christmas. And dead dogs like Old Shep. With all due respect, you can't have a good country and western song without dead dogs like Old Shep. A big holiday like Christmas. Getting drunk, mother, farms, prison, trains, and trucks. And so here's the last verse. Ever since the dog got drunk and died, and Mama went to prison, why nothing around this farm has been broke out last Christmas. She drove a damn low getaway laundry truck right into a tray. But I'm gonna hang around as long as you let me, and I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, but you never even call me by my name. Thank you. Yeah, thanks a million. Well, yeah. I've been trying to think of how it goes, okay? Yeah, love y'all. Thanks. God bless our mobile home, huh? All right. We'll try that, and then I'll try yours, I promise. I was told to remind everybody that I'll sign everything just like Roy does. Right, all we got is records, but they're on hard-to-get records and tapes. And Red Pajamas Records is not what you call your major label. Well, we'll play a couple of them. Is that okay? And then, now this is. My wife went back to school, and she came home the other day and said 2 words to me that I hadn't heard in 18 years. Lab partner. So now this course is an elective here. Everything from here on out is an elective. I'll sing a couple of songs, all right? But this is Thursday. Yes, that's right. I don't work again till 10 o'clock tomorrow night, so for those of you that have to get up in the morning, none of these songs are required here, all right? Well, let's see. All right. Roy Bookbinder, bless his heart, was kind enough to point out to me the difference between a mobile home and a motor home. I didn't know the difference when I made this up. Every evening when the sky gets dark, I meet my baby at the trailer park. Her mom and dad don't have the slightest idea what their little girl is doing out behind the water tank. She was just a baby when her family hit the road. Traveling's the only life she's ever known. Road map was her Bible. Mama sang this song when God bless our mobile home. Fiberglass curtains, aluminum sides. The furniture's genuine Naugahyde. Microwave kitchen in a compact space. Decals and bumper stickers from every place. She tells me she loves me, but I know it can't last. She's a girl with a portable past. I'll wake up one morning and she'll be gone. God bless her mobile home. And it's hey for the open road again as we roll along the lonely metric mile. And home is just another place she's never been. she'll be home in just a little while. Yeah, I can see her out there tonight on that highway. And I can see all the men she left behind, sitting in lonely truck stops and KOA camps all over this great land of ours, drinking their 15th cup of coffee, putting their cigarettes out in their mashed potatoes, each one of them remembering that little sampler that she knitted for each and every one of them. Hey, 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 for the open road again, as we roll along the lonely metric mile. Home is just another place she's never been, and she'll be home in just a little while. Oh, that chord, all right. Haven't done this one for a while. Well, you better watch out if you don't want me around all the time, 'cause I'm attracted to you. You got the way that'll keep me interested in the things that you do. Side that you show to me, the ones you keep concealed. Well, they are pulling me into your magnetic field. So you better watch out if you don't want me around all the time, 'cause I'm attracted to you. Better watch out if you don't want me around all the time, 'cause I'm attracted to you. Everywhere you look, you're gonna see a good friend of mine looking right back at you. We'll be me to you. That's the way I was attracted to the only one of you. I'm the only one who loves you like I do. So you better watch out if you don't want me around all the time, 'cause I'm attracted to you. Better watch out if you don't want me around all the time. Let's Stump the Band. I hadn't played that in a while. That's one of those ones that you should go home and practice before you play it in public. Well, let's see. Loving of the game in this hotel room, and then we'll go to bed. Well, we'll sign records, and then we'll go to bed. Loving of the Game is a Pat Garvey song. Let's see, how's it go? Okay. If this gets too organized, let me know and I'll loosen it up. I saw the Feather River glide over shining golden sand, struck a silver ribbon wide, held $1,000,000 in my hand. But beside the looking for, the finding's always tame, and there's nothing drives a gambler like the loving of the game. All my life I ran around, looking hard from town to town, but I never ever found anything to tie me down. Still I wouldn't trade my time for a solid diamond claim. No, I wouldn't trade a fortune for the loving of the game. So long, darling, don't you cry. Hope that things work out for you. With all the good times going by, you better get yourself a few. Where I'm going has no end. What I'm seeking has no name. But the treasure is not the taking, it's the loving of the game. Now this hotel room has got a lot of stuff. It's got a laundry bag and a shoe shine cloth, 32 hangers and a touch-tone phone with a light that goes on when I'm not home. I'm not home, I'm not home. The light goes on when I'm not home. They got an air conditioner for when I'm hot, radiator for when I'm not. Two big chairs that sit side by side with a Holy Bible and a TV guide. They got the TV guide, TV guide. Great God Almighty, it's a TV guide. Got a second-story view that goes from curb to curb. Signs that tell the maid, do not disturb. Monogram towels and a bucket of ice. They got a chest of drawers and a mirror that lies. A mirror that lies, a mirror that lies. That can't be me in the gorilla disguise. They got a room service menu for food and drink. They got a porcelain throne, an aluminum sink, and 2 big pillows to rest my head. Magic fingers on a king-size bed, and first you drop in the quarter and shut off the light. The magic fingers make you feel alright, make you feel alright. Well, those magic fingers make you feel alright. Now this old hotel is alright with me. They pay the postage if you lose the key. The hotel room has got a lot of stuff. I believe I've had enough. And I call my baby, so don't you pout. I'll pack up my bag and I'll be checking out. As soon as you hang up the telephone, put a candle in the window. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Coming home. Put a candle in the window. I'm coming home. Coming home. And I'm coming home. Put a candle in the window. I'm coming home. Thank you, friends. Love playing for you. Ron Crick, I owe you a song. All right.